This is the ultimate creeper farm for Minecraft Bedrock, allowing you to get over 12 stacks of gunpowder an hour. Materials are on screen, so pause the video and let's build. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is find an area to build a farm and then use either scaffolding or blocks and ladders and build up 72 blocks. And after building 72 blocks in the air, we're going to grab our building blocks and create a rim of blocks going around this scaffolding. We're then going to extend it out one more on this side, and then we're going to build out 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then fill this in to create an 8x4 rectangle. Once you've built your rectangle, we're going to come to the end opposite the scaffolding and remove this 2x2 square, along with this block and this block right here. Go ahead and place down a double chest, which is going to be where all of the gunpowder ends up. We're then going to grab our hoppers, and we're going to run 4 hoppers into one another so that everything goes into this chest. Next, we're going to grab our pistons and place down a piston on top of that chest so that you can still open it. And then we're going to place down pistons in an alternating pattern going around like this. Next, we're going to grab our observers and we're going to place down observers looking at the air blocks next to the piston. So we're going to do this in each of these empty spots, just like so. And then finally, we're going to place down redstone torches on the sides of the pistons so that the observer is looking at them. We're going to do this for all 4 pistons. And then the last thing we need to do to get this trident killer working is go ahead and place down a lever on the front of this piston right here, turn it on, and that is going to stop the trident killer. So that's how you turn off the farm. And then to turn it back on, you just unflick the lever and then it'll be pushed around like a little blender. Next, we want to place down 2 torches on these blocks right here. That way we can AFK up here without mobs spawning. Next, we're going to grab our blocks and we're going to place down blocks going across here, just like so. And now you could make this a full square if you want, or you could get rid of the corners. I'm going to do the full square. And next we're going to grab our slab, place the slab over top of the piston right here, so that way we can collect the XP. And then we're going to grab our glass, and we're going to place down 5 glass blocks like this. Grab our building blocks now, and we are going to fill in the rest of this tube, and it's going to be 20 blocks tall from this hopper. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 blocks tall. And after extending the drop chute by 20 blocks, this is what it should look like. Next, we're going to build out 8 blocks in every direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and do this on all sides so that we have a 20 by 20 square. And after filling in the entire platform, this is what you should be left with. We're now going to come around the edge and we are going to build a rim that is 2 blocks tall. Or actually 1 block tall, and then the second layer is going to be stairs. And this is what it should look like. So we've got 1 layer of blocks and then 1 layer of stairs, with the exception of the corners being regular blocks. Once you have all of your stairs in place, we can go ahead and create an infinite water source just temporarily. So let's just build it somewhere like here. So place down a little square, a 2x2, and then we're going to place down our water buckets opposite each other. So then you can grab your water, waterlog a stair, grab your water, waterlog a stair, and just do this for every single one of these stairs. And after waterlogging all of your stairs, this is what it should look like. All of the water should be perfectly flowing down to the drop chute. From here, we can come over to one of the sides. We're going to place down 2 temporary blocks and then a solid block. Go ahead and remove these temporary blocks, so it should be lined up with where the water drops down. Once you have that lined up, we're going to build a giant square on the same thing, so keeping that like 2 block distance from the walls. So we're going to do this to form a square. And after building your inner square, this is what it should look like. Next, we're going to come back to our square and we're going to count over 7, or you can line it up with the drop chute, but we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place down a block here, remove these 2 blocks, place down a block here, do the same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, block, break these 2, block, and we're going to create little 7x7 platforms, so we want 4 of them. And after building your 4 squares, this is what it should look like. I'm going to show you how to do one of these platforms, but you're just going to copy this onto the other 3. So for starters, we're going to place down 9 trapdoors in the center, like 3x3, so I don't know, that's how I imagine it. It's like a 3x3 grid. And then from here, we are going to place down trapdoors on the outside of the platform on all of these edge blocks. And then after placing down all of these trapdoors, we're going to go around and close them all. And what this is going to do is it's going to trick the creeper AI into thinking there's a block here, and it's going to walk off into the drop chute. So it's going to fall into our trident killer, where we are going to get the XP along with the gunpowder. So you're just going to do this to the other 3 platforms. And after finishing all 4 of these platforms, we now have to do this 5 more times. So we're going to build up 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, break these 2 blocks, and then we're going to create more platforms. And something that you should do between building layers is imagine that this is a fully finished layer. Currently, this is a mob farm, so zombies, skeletons, and witches will spawn here along with creepers, but if we want only creepers for maximum gunpowder, then what we can do is we can take buttons and place down buttons on the underside of the layer above this one. So this is going to make it so only creepers spawn on these platforms. And you could also get rid of the buttons that are above the trapdoor. However, I think it's honestly, it's more work to try and avoid the trapdoors. I would just fill every block with buttons. And again, we're going to do 6 layers of platforms. And after building all 6 layers, this is what it should look like. It is looking pretty beefy now. And on this last layer here, what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, build up 3 blocks, remove these bottom 2, and from here, we want to create an 8-block overhang in every direction. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing over here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which... One sec. Okay, if I did my math correctly, it should be a 32 by 32 square in total. So we're going to cover this thing in a giant sheet, and we are also going to do the buttons over top of these final platforms. And after building your platform, you should already have some creepers spawning on your platforms. The last thing we need to do is to just go ahead and place down some torches up here. You can torch spam, you can organize them, it doesn't really matter. If you have an elytra, you should probably organize them. But I'm just going to torch spam. And one of the last things we need to do is to go ahead and place down some torches underneath of this scaffolding. Because as you can see, we have things spawning because we've created a giant a shade spot. As you can see, we already have some creepers here. So just go ahead and kill off the ones that are here. Grab your trident now and throw it at that back piston just like this. And actually, I've just realized you should be able to collect the XP, but if you're like walking up to the farm, they might blow up. So let's be better safe than sorry. Get rid of that slab and just place down some glass. Go ahead and turn on the trident killer, and those guys are going to get ground down into gunpowder, which is going to end up inside of this chest. Hold a looting 3 sword for the maximum rates. I'm going to go AFK for about an hour, and I will see you in a minute. Alright, it has been just about an hour, and as you can see, we have just under 12 stacks of gunpowder. Might as well say 12 stacks of gunpowder in an hour. That is absolutely incredible. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is 1UpMC, and I'll catch you in the next one.